So the average person in 2026 is walking around with 40 to 50 active microloans. You aren't just in debt for your house. You were in debt for the taco you ate 3 weeks ago. You were in debt for the shirt you are wearing. You are leveraging your future labor to pay for your past consumption. This creates a debt trap that is impossible to visualize. You don't have one big, scary number to pay off. You have 1,000 tiny, biting piranhas. And because the payment's automated, you lose control of your cash flow. Your paycheck hits your account and immediately dissolves into 50 different directions. Let's do the math. Let's look at why $100,000 feels like minimum wage. Take a monthly take-home pay of roughly $6,000. First, rent. Housing costs haven't crashed, they've consolidated. Private equity firms own 40% of the single-family homes in major markets now. They control the supply. So for a decent 2-bedroom apartment in a city where jobs actually exist, you are paying $3,200. You are left with $2,800. Now, the life subscriptions: car lease, insurance, internet, phone, cloud storage, streaming, gym, software. Average cost in 2026, $1,100. You are left with $1,700. Now food. With dynamic pricing and inflation, the average grocery bill for a single person is $600. You are left with $1,100. Now student loans, or maybe medical debt because your deductible is $6,000. Let's say $400 a month. You are left with $700. $700 for everything else. For clothes, for gas, for repairs, for gifts. For one single mistake. One flat tire. One urgent care visit. One friend's wedding. And you are in the red. This is why you are using the credit cards. This is why you are using buy now, pay later. You aren't living beyond your means. Your means have been systematically harvested by corporate rent-seeking. It means the death of social mobility. Capitalism, in its ideal form, is supposed to offer a ladder. You work hard, you save capital, you invest that capital, you build wealth. But you cannot build wealth if you cannot save capital. And you cannot save capital if every single aspect of your life is designed to extract 100% of your liquidity every month. We are creating a permanent renter class. This isn't just about housing, it's about asset accumulation. If you don't own assets, stocks, real estate, intellectual property, you are falling behind because the value of assets is inflating while the value of labor is stagnating. The rich in 2026 aren't just rich because they have high salaries. They are rich because they own the things you subscribe to. They own the algorithm that sets your grocery prices. They own the company that leases you your car battery. They own the debt you took out for lunch. We are seeing a return to a feudal system, digitized. The lords own the servers and the land. The serfs rent the access. And the scary part, it's all perfectly legal. It's efficient market dynamics. Turn on the TV or scroll through your feed. What do you see? You see hype. You see AI that can write poetry. You see robots that can fold laundry. You see a world of technological abundance. They tell us technology makes things cheaper. They tell us AI will usher in a golden age. But look at your bank account. Technology has made things cheaper to produce, but it hasn't made them cheaper to buy. Companies have used technology to widen their margins, not to lower your costs. They use AI to figure out how to charge you more, not how to help you save. The disparity between the technological utopia we see on screens and the financial dystopia we feel at the grocery checkout has never been wider. It is a psychological torture to be surrounded by abundance, yet unable to afford stability. So why are you going broke in 2026? It's not because you bought too many lattes. It's not because you didn't hustle hard enough. It's because the economy has evolved into a predatory organism. It feeds on your predictable behavior. It feeds on your need for access. It feeds on your lack of options. The system isn't broken. That's the terrifying part. For the shareholders, for the algorithm writers, for the asset owners, the system is working perfectly. It is generating record yields. You are the yield. The question you need to ask yourself tonight is not, how can I budget better? You can't budget your way out of a system designed to extract every penny you have. The question is, in a world where ownership is being outlawed by pricing, how do you escape the subscription? The bill is due, and for the first time in history, we can't just pay it and move on. We have to keep paying it forever. In economics, consumer surplus is the difference between what you are willing to pay and what you actually paid. If you are willing to pay $5 for coffee, but it only cost $3, you won $2 of value. In 2026, companies have declared war on that surplus. They use data aggregators to determine your exact pain point, the maximum amount you will pay before walking away. And then they charge you exactly that amount. You don't get a deal anymore. You get a customized extraction event. When you book a flight or an Uber or buy concert tickets or even order fast food through an app, you are bidding against an algorithm designed to empty your pockets efficiently. This is why you feel like you can never get ahead, because the system is dynamically adjusting the difficulty level of your life based on how much money you have left. If the first mechanism is about taking your money, the second mechanism is about ensuring you never own anything. The subscription trap. 10 years ago, you subscribed to magazines and maybe Netflix. Today, you subscribe to your car's heated seats. You subscribe to the doorbell camera on your front porch. You subscribe to the data storage that holds your family photos. You subscribe to the ad-free tier of the operating system on your television. We used to joke about this. We used to make memes about, you will own nothing and be happy. Well, you own nothing and you aren't happy. You're stressed. Let's look at the automotive industry. This is the biggest offender. The average car payment in 2026 is over $900, but that's just to have the metal box in your driveway. Manufacturers realized that selling you a car once is a terrible business model. They want recurring revenue. Wall Street loves recurring revenue. So they software locked the hardware. Want the car to accelerate faster? That's a monthly fee. Want the advanced self-driving features because you're tired after work? That's a mobility tier upgrade. If you stop paying, the features turn off. This creates a high floor for existence. In 1990, if you lost your job, you could cut your spending to almost zero. You owned your car. You owned your clothes. You could survive on rice and beans. In 2026, the cost of existing is thousands of dollars a month. If you stop paying, your life bricks itself. Your storage deletes. Your car won't start. Your smart locks stop working. You are not a citizen. You are a tenant in your own life. So prices are surging and you have 20 subscriptions. How are you paying for this? You aren't. You are financing it. Mechanism 3 is the weaponization of buy now, pay later. A few years ago, this was for Pelotons and luxury handbags. Now, it's for groceries, it's for gas, it's for a night out at a bar. Open your digital wallet, look at the options. Split this $12 lunch into 4 payments of $3. It looks helpful. It looks friendly. The interface is bright pink or soothing blue. It doesn't look like a loan shark. It looks like a financial wellness tool. But this is micro leverage, and it is the most dangerous financial product ever invented. By breaking a small purchase into future payments, it decouples the pain of spending from the act of consuming. Psychologically, when you pay cash, you feel a pinch. That pinch is a survival mechanism. It tells you to stop spending. Micro-leverage anesthetizes that pinch. Meet David. David makes $140,000 a year. By the standards of a decade ago, David is rich. He is the top 10%. He did everything right. He went to the right school, got the right corporate job, and bought the right electric SUV. Look at him. He is sitting on his designer sofa, watching a streaming service that costs $24 a month. He looks comfortable. But if you could see the data stream running through the fiber optic cables under his floorboards, you would see a panic attack in binary code. David has exactly $112 in his checking account. His next paycheck arrives in 4 days, and before that money even hits his bank, 80% of it is already spoken for. Not by the government, not by taxes, but by a silent web of microtransactions, subscriptions, dynamic pricing algorithms, and invisible debt that has quietly enslaved the modern consumer. David isn't bad with money. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't buy luxury watches. David is simply existing in the year 2026. And in 2026, the economic system has shifted. It is no longer designed to sell you products. It is designed to rent you a life. If you are watching this and feeling a tightness in your chest because your bank balance looks suspiciously similar to David's, despite how hard you work, you aren't crazy. You are the victim of the most sophisticated wealth extraction engine in human history. Welcome to the era of high-speed poverty. To understand why you were broke, we have to look at the lie we were sold in 2024 and 2025. Remember the soft landing? The Federal Reserve and the central banks spent 2 years patting themselves on the back. They told us they beat inflation. They pointed to the charts. They said the consumer price index had stabilized at 2%. They declared victory. But here's the uncomfortable truth they left out of the press releases. They didn't fix the economy. They financialized your daily existence. While the price of a gallon of milk stopped tripling, the structure of how you pay for that milk, and your car, and your home, and your entertainment fundamentally changed. We have seen a great decoupling. The stock market has decoupled from reality, and your salary has decoupled from your purchasing power. In the old world, you traded money for goods. You bought a thing, you owned the thing, the transaction ended. In 2026, the transaction never ends. We have moved from an ownership economy to a usership economy, and the math of usership is designed to keep your liquidity at exactly zero. Let's break down the 3 specific mechanisms that are draining your wallet right now. These aren't accidents, they are features. The first mechanism is the death of the price tag.